Trigonometric derivatives, product rule, Leibniz notation. Okay, so in the previous product rule video I explained that the product rule is y equals, within it, a function multiplied by another function. And the derivative of the y function equals v multiplied by the derivative of u with respect to x plus u multiplied the derivative of v with respect to x. So, yeah. Okay. We'll do an example. Okay, so we have y equals x squared multiplied by sine x. Because we have a function, x squared multiplied by sine x, another function, we use the product rule. So, if we separate the page, we can make u equal to x squared, v equal to sine x. Now, the derivative is v multiplied by du dx plus u multiplied by dv dx. So we find du, the derivative of u with respect to x, and we find the derivative of v with respect to x, cos x, because the derivative of sine x is cos x, and the derivative of x squared is 2x. So we just fill it in. V sine x, derivative of u with respect to x is 2x, plus u x squared multiplied by cosine. So we can rearrange it, just bring the 2x out the front, make it look neater. 2x sine x plus x squared cos x. Leave out the multiplications, it looks neater that way. And we'll finish up here. So that there, first derivative of that. Another example. Y equals sine x multiplied by cos x. So, again, sine x, one function, multiplied by cos x, another function, product rule. So, u equals sine x, and v equals cosine x, or cos x. Derivative, make it respect to x, equals v multiplied by derivative of u plus u multiplied by the derivative of v. So we got to find the derivative of u and the derivative of v. So derivative of u with respect to x, sine x becomes cos x when derived, and the derivative of v, cosine, becomes negative sine x when derived. So what we end up with is, if we sub it in, is v cosine multiplied by derivative of u, cosine again, plus u sine multiplied by negative sine. So if we multiply cosine and cosine together, we get cosine squared. In a previous video I showed that when you have cosine or sine or tan or whatever your trigonometric function is to a power of something, you can bring that power down and in between here. So that would look like, if you wanted it to, but that's neater. So let's continue on this. Minus sine squared x. That's because it's multiplied by sine times sine, which you get sine squared, and you have a negative. You're multiplying it by a negative, so you bring the negative. And then that there is the first derivative of that up there. Now another example. Tan x multiplied by secant x. So that's a function, tan x, and another function multiplied by another function, sec x. So use the product rule. U times v. U equals tan x. V equals sec x. Now, derivative equals v multiplied by derivative of u with respect to x plus u multiplied by derivative of v with respect to x. So, find the derivative of u and the derivative of v. So, derivative of tangent, this becomes sec squared x, and the derivative of secant becomes sec x multiplied by tan, I'll bring that down here, sec x multiplied by tan x. So when you derive secant, you get secant multiplied by tangent. So we sub those in. We get v, which is sec x multiplied by derivative of u, which is just sec squared x, plus u, which is tan x multiplied by secant x multiplied by tan x. So to simplify this, you would get secant sec multiplied by sec squared gives you sec cubed x plus tan multiplied by sec gives you tan squared x sec x. And that there is the first derivative of that up there. Thanks for watching.